Dominick Cruz versus Henry Cejudo is one of the fights. Who do you got in that?
Did they make? Jeez, I didn't even. I gotta.
On the spot.
I mean, it's hard to.
You can put two up. You can put who you want to win, who you put your money on. Sometimes I do that.
Well, I mean, listen, Cejudo knows how to compete, man. He steps up. He does. Cruz, world champion, it's a tough one to call, to be honest. Really is. If Cruz at his best, man, he can beat anybody. I think so.
So you didn't answer the question.
I was going to say,
just because
you could play the fence
he's
if
a little
you want
younger.
to. It's a big chat right now. You can play the fence.
Watch this.
So Nick, Cejudo, Dominick Cruz, who do you got?
No Mr. Feeney's.
I'm gonna go Cejudo. I haven't seen any of them fight in a mad long time.
So you're going with the wrestling buddy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with him just because he's kind of beaten a lot of guys lately. And when was the last time Cruz fought?
4 years ago.
Yeah, 2016. End of 2016.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll go Henry. And I watch fights, but I don't. If they're not free or if it's not like a big card, I won't watch it.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna.
You're not going out of your way to make sure you see it.
Yeah. That's fair.
Eric, who you got?
I mean, I'm going with my guy. You know what I'm saying?
Obviously, yeah.
Look. Henry should be the favorite, right? And he should justifiably be the favorite. Just don't be surprised when Dominic pulls some magic out of his ass, because he's done it before after a 4-year layoff. It's like that kind of, like I said earlier, that kind of mental toughness to be able to come off 4 years against the top guy in the sport at that weight, right, is pretty amazing. And if you can do that once, you know what it takes to do it. You can do it again. And I think just don't be surprised. Dominic will go to those dark places, and so will Henry. I think it's going to be who can go like a little bit deeper. It's going to be who can outwork who. I think in this fight it's going to be a battle of workhorses. Guys with heavy output. So it's I'm excited for the matchup. I feel real good about it.
And it's definitely easier to earn a title than to hold a title.
For sure.
So now, Aljo, you might be fighting the winner of this one. Who do you got?
Hopefully. I mean, we never know. I mean, it's the Dana White show, so I just sign the paper and fight who they tell me to at this point. But it's a good fight, very competitive. Like Eric said, I wouldn't be surprised if Dominic comes out and pulls out some crazy shit. Here's my breakdown. Dom's not the greatest jiu-jitsu guy, so if he does get one of those awkward takedowns, which he's very good at, where he missed times, he hits the misstep, and he switch stances, he throws the right hand, he weaves under, almost like a duck under. If he does get one of those takedowns and manages to get behind Cejudo like he did Mighty Mouse, and he takes him down, then what? It's one of those things where he took Mighty Mouse down multiple times, and this is just me breaking down the assessment from what I've seen from both guys in the past. He had a hard time keeping Mighty Mouse down, and I would imagine that Cejudo is going to be just as explosive, if not more. He's had more time to train. I think if Cruz were to win, he would have to finish him early. I just can't see him going 25 minutes the distance if Cejudo could put on the pace like he did to Marlon in that halfway through that second round, and of course in the third. Early on, I think it's going to be dangerous for Henry in the beginning. I think that's where Dom has to really open up and land some strikes that can really slow down and make Henry respect him. But if not, I think the latter rounds, you have to go with the guy who's been in a full training camp this entire time. I think that's the big X factor. And we saw Cruz fight pretty emotional against in his last outing, and he did say that his foot was a big hindrance in that. And hopefully his foot is healed up. I would like to see a real competitive fight. And again, it's a short notice fight, so don't expect what the guy could do in such a short amount of time, especially during a quarantine period. I don't know who he's training with.
But go play the game out front,
got some good guys around him. And if I have to pick someone, I have to go with the favorite. But again, I would not be surprised if Cruz can pull something out.
I'm doing this. Hey, buddy, come on, go watch a game, bud. You guys are killing me.
I couldn't see him submitting him. Please stop. But I could see him maybe punting Cejudo's head off.
Just go watch your game out there. I gave you the phone. Please, buddy. Come on. Come on, Slade.
Jake, just bring him on the podcast. We'll ask him who he thinks is going to win.
Oh.
What do you got there, Jake? You got all boys, right?
What's that?
You got all boys, right?
I got 2 boys and a baby girl.
Oh. So how old's the baby girl? The baby girl's new.
8 months.
Okay, so yeah, we haven't had you on
Pretty
in
new,
about
yeah.
8 months.
Yeah.
Okay, so congratulations on that.
Congrats. Yeah,
Oh,
congrats.
thank you. Thank you.
Dan, who you got?
It's one of those ones
Mr. Know-It-All?
where I'm rooting. I'm actually rooting for Dominick Cruz. I would love to see that story of you haven't fought in 3-4 years and you come back and win. But I think Cejudo is going to win. Who do you got, Menace, with your fucking G Fuel tower?
Yeah.
I got a G Fuel tower. So what? You jealous?
Yeah.
He is jealous.
So here's another aspect that I haven't brought up yet is like, and I'm sure, you know, Eric, Aljo, Jake, you fought someone where you're like, this guy is not my level. I don't really have to really prepare as hard as if he was, you know, the title holder for, you know what I mean? Might like, there's a chance, you know, Henry's been the champ for, you know, like, really? You're going to give me this guy on short notice? Like, he may come in and take him a little bit lightly, which would be a huge mistake. But
I don't think he's doing that, though.
I don't think so either. But what I'm saying is it's
like, even we had Eric Albarracin, Cejudo's coach. They like flew people in. They set up like an in-house training camp. They built, like I've seen Aljo, you just built a home gym. They built a home gym and they were training at home during the quarantine. Or during this whole thing. So he's been getting some type of reps in.
Yeah. It's a tough fight, man, for both guys. I mean, you got the size factor of Dominick Cruz and the speed, and you got the explosiveness of a guy who's really short to the ground. He's a 25er by trade, but, you know, him coming up a weight gives him a little bit of advantage in the speed department. But a guy as rangy and as long as Cruz, awkward movement. As long as he's not fighting to Henry's game where he's like running in like he did against Garbrandt, I can see him having a really good early first few rounds. And if Cejudo can weather the storm and put on a tough pace like he did against Marlon Moraes, I can see him coming back and winning. But again, if he gets too behind on the scorecards, then Cruz can win it. You know, it's a good fight for both guys. I'm just super excited because you got the GOAT of the bantamweight division versus the new king of two weight classes now. And I mean, he's beat some really big names. So this is a fight that I think everyone's going to tune in for 100%, especially with the headliner of that. Of
it's a legacy fight, really, if you think about it.
It really is. Passing of the torch, or does the former king come back and reclaim the throne?